What do we do? What do we do? What the heck do we do? This is the worst possible scenario.
Well, this one was a bit of a situation. We had wind on our nose and current against us, and we had a motor failure as we were going through the canal. And the last thing we needed was to float back into the bridge that was descending behind us. So here's the story. Sailing at 1.5 knots. Pretty calm today. Well, we started the day with very little wind, but we ended the day with 20 knot gusts. It was pretty volatile. We are buzzing science.
Apple.
I had to alter course there slightly.
I'll get it later.
Make sure I go on the leeward side of this.
Dad, if I had my hook right now, I could hook science.
You could hook science, yeah. Environment Canada.
All right, so the bridge is going up for us now. As you can see, we're going underneath. Oh, there's a helicopter.
Yeah, so it's a bit deceiving, this Burlington Canal. It's 1.25 kilometers long where you have to motor. And to maintain 3.5 knots to 5 knots of boat speed, just depending upon which way the wind is blowing, for me that could be pushing the amps anywhere from, say, 1,500 to 3,000 watts.
Do you think that's high enough for us? Probably. Mom, you'll see when we go under, it looks like there's only like a foot of clearance, but there's way more. It just feels like we're about to hit it.
I guess this is the kind of motoring that I'm used to. We're doing 3.5 knots and probably around 1,200 watts to 1,500 watts of power consumption. And yeah, cruising through the canal without any issues.
Wait, Mom, can you record? I want to hit the horn.
There's 2 cameras right there.
There's cameras.
Yeah, right there on the.
I don't see people waving.
How close are we to this bridge? Film up there?
It feels like it's so
it's like an optical illusion. Somebody's there.
Ah! Oh! Hate that noise.
Yeah, so like usual, we made it through the bridge, and we did a little sail in the lake, and we had stopped over at the Burlington Bridge to do some swimming, had some lunch, and then we did another little sail when the wind picked up. We had about 15 knots with 20 gusts come in as we were out at the beach. Burlington. I'll go through the armhole there.
Oh, yeah. Got it, Mom.
Okay, bring it on deck. Nice fishing.
Woohoo! That's mine, by the way.
Way to fish, David.
All right, we got the good steering, Mom.
cheer. His voice went up so high, only dogs could hear it.
It's so cold. That's why there's no one swimming.
Yeah.
Bro, it's actually
It's the end of July. This is supposed to be warm enough to swim now.
It's ice cube weather.
I can't even keep my foot in. Well, I ain't going to.
David, I think you need to go back a little bit.
Backwards.
Yeah, you're a little too far forward because Mom's weight.
Over there.
Okay. Good luck. Have fun. Don't fall in. It's cold.
I'll just kneel. Okay? Alright, Mom, let's go.
And they're off.
Can I have the other life jacket? I want to try it.
15 knots of wind. Decided just to take down the main for now. We're heeling too much. And we're going to be going through the lift bridge. So we decided to go out for a sail today. We went to the beach at Burlington. And now we're just getting ready to go back into the lift bridge. And so we're going to go up here just a little bit, another couple minutes. Then we're going to tack and head ourselves into the channel. And just sort of get ready here to go in. And we're going to try to time it so we're there for about 2:25, and that should give us enough time to make it in and get the bridge to go up for us. Well, you can hear the wind. It's pretty windy. Wind picked up from 15 to 20, and it was right on the nose. And I was looking down at the amp draw at this point here, and we were pulling about 55 amps. Well, that right there is the bridge lowering horn. So we passed through, we were the last boat, and the bridge is starting to come down behind us. So we made it through the lift canal, and just noticing the motor test here, we were running 40 amps, but we're only doing 3 knots. So we have about a half a knot, almost a knot, and then we've got 15 knots of wind against us. And we're only cruising at 3 knots right now, so engine's working hard. Another boat coming out with us. See, hopefully we make it out okay. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, so right here I knew something was wrong, but I didn't pick up on it yet. I was like, why am I decelerating? And the motor has a shut-off where when it gets to a certain temperature, it actually drops its amps in an attempt to still maintain the ability to function. And you can see that I'm peeling over here to the right. It's because I have total failure here now. You can also hear the wind picking up, and that's because there was a lot more gust coming in right here too. It seems like there was more wind here at the end of the canal because it all funnels into this point. So I asked David to put the fenders out and try to find some way to hold on to side of the canal, but right here there's actually no mooring anything, so there's nothing to throw a rope on or anything. So yeah, we ended up not holding on to anything.
I'll be surprised if we come out of this one straight.
Hold it, don't push. We're gonna go that way now. You gotta hold it with something.
What do we do?
David, okay, we're gonna go around to the other side. Okay, so this here was, that crunch was the stern hitting the side of the canal. David had pushed off the front, so the boat was now facing 45 degrees to the wind. And, you know, as per his question, what do we do? I said, well, the only thing I could think of was let's put the sail on. So we said, hey, roll out the furler and let's see if we can sail across here and go out. I had looked back and seen that the bridge was already down, and so that just wasn't an option. So you can see here the boat turning to the right, even though I don't have the sails down. So I tried turning off the controller and turning on the controller, and it gave me about like 5 seconds, 10 seconds of motor, as long as I didn't push it very hard. And interestingly, as I was close to the side, I didn't have as much wind here. I just noticed that because of the volume level of the wind recorded here on the mic. Yeah, so we rolled down the sail, and yeah, we tacked out of here. Well, at least we were moving forward, and we were seemingly getting out of the jam. We couldn't make it without hitting the side, so we tacked, and we crossed the canal again. Thank goodness there was no boats coming back against us, and then so we were going to hit the other side, so we tacked back. And at this point, I think we had clear sailing, and we were starting to feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah, I know, but what happened? I heard a snap. Yoy!
Yeah.
That's gusty winds right now. We only have one sail.
Doing great, guys.
We could probably sail all the way back with just this sail. With all that chaos, did this thing fix? Nope.
Just went out of the channel.
Yeah. I wonder if the harbor master was watching us and being like, what the heck are those guys doing?
Motor failure.
That's why we need a generator.
No,
I don't think it was that. I think it was overheating.
the generator wouldn't have helped us because we still had, we still had 96% power.
I had lots of batteries, it just wouldn't go anymore.
Yeah.
But I was running it hard at 50 amps. I don't normally run it that high.
The max you usually run is 20, right? Like
Yeah.
25.
Yeah. Well, the sails are engine. We made it out with our engine.
So essentially, you can't run it for more than like 5 minutes.
Well, it's because it's overheated, so I think I need to get a cooling panel for the controller. I couldn't hear, unfortunately, it beeps.
I
I
heard it.
couldn't hear the beep.
I heard it.
So if you hear it going beep,
When the motor shut off and you said it shut off, I heard a beep downstairs.
yeah, so that those beeps tell you what the problem is. It's either the engine overheated or the controller's overheated. But as soon as I stopped it and then put it back on, I was able to get a little bit of power. Just I couldn't get enough to get it to go.
Yeah, so then you said you try and dock on the cleat, and I was like, which cleat?
So we never hit the front of the boat, we just hit the back somewhere.
Yeah, on the front we got really close, but I stuck my leg out when I pushed off.
Alright, well, that'll look interesting on the track.
What do you mean?
On our track. What does that look
Wait, is the camera still on? It is. It caught all of that. Okay.
My speed in transducer is not working here for some reason today, so it's fouled up, so I gotta go clean it, full of algae probably. And then we had F4 24 knots. I do believe that it was pretty solid on the way back, and we had some pretty big gusts in there. So right now 12.6, and we had a catastrophic engine failure in the canal. So we had, it looked like about a knot or half a knot to a knot of current coming out, and we had 15 knots at direct headwind, and I had to push it to over 50 amps to get it to go more than 3.3 knots. So I was doing about 3.5 knots. So in reality that would be with probably like I said, we had 15 knots of wind against us, so I don't know what that would have caused, but some significant drag anyway. And then we had a half a knot of current coming out of the canal today. So that combination didn't work well for us, mainly because it overheated is what happened. And we tried to lash onto the side of the canal so we didn't blow back into the bridge, and there was nothing to latch onto. So anyways, it was a bit of a fiasco there, and we ended up raising the sails at the tail end of the canal, and we sailed out. We had to tack out of the canal. But well, we made it anyway, so we're all alive. That's good, and we'll get everybody's impression of it. But let's take a look at the chart path that we took coming out of there. So it was the pink line. So we kind of just went out and around. We did a big loop in the lake today. We stopped at Burlington, and then you can see this was the adventure here. So we tried to touch on, and we couldn't. So we had to go here. Then we tacked, and we managed to get out of there because we had a direct. It was like literally a dead headwind going through the canal today. So, anyways, I'm sure we caused some ruckus, and some people were wondering what we were thinking. Hey, what are these guys doing trying to lash onto the canal? It's like, well, our engine just quit out. It's like the worst point to cut out. So I'm gonna have to work on that cooling system, eh? Yeah, but we all stayed calm and collected, and we managed to get out of there. Well, maybe I was a little more calm than you guys.
Yeah.
But we just used our heads and we got out of there. So we just raised the sail. Sail is our main engine anyway, so we just sailed out of there. How did you feel about that experience?
I was worried. I honestly thought, oh, we can't let the boat hit. So I pushed off the wall. But then that kind of spun us around. And then I thought, okay, shit, the wind's going to blow us back into the canal. That can't be. And then you said, okay, get the sail up. And that was it. That was the solution. Thank God.
Yeah, we did a good job. basically this controller gets hot is really what the issue is. I don't have the liquid cooling in the motor, but the motor's cool. This gets too hot to the touch. This Vector 500, so I don't know if they make a better unit, but I don't have any cooling on it except for just a bit of air in behind, and you can see it's bolted directly to this big aluminum plate. So I need some way to get some cooling in there, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finally bite the bullet and put my cooling in. I picked up some parts that I wanted to use, and use I think it's called glycol current or liquid, and basically I'll have that somewhere in here, a little can, and then it will have a fan array, and basically it'll pull the liquid out through a cooling fan on a radiator, and then bring the cold liquid back over into the controller. But that's basically what failed today. So we got to make that a little bit better. How'd you feel about today?
Chaos.
Chaos? It was chaos on the paddleboard?
Well, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But anything else was chaos.
Yeah, you know what? The wind was only supposed to be 9 knots.
Then it went to 20.
It went to 24. We hit 24 knot peak. Yeah, so that's actually what happened. So, feeling okay about it?
Yeah.
You did a good job docking. We came in with, 15 knots on the stern today. And yeah, we caught the dock and everything there. So, David caught the front. Jalissa did the leap of faith to get onto the dock. She was just launching herself. So it was a lot of fun. Anyways, we're all alive. I guess it wouldn't be fun if we crashed, right? But it would have made a story. That my what's it called, the stuffing box isn't getting hot. It's fine, but I'm not feeling